Welcome classic rock fans to a new album review, and my word, it's been a while since I've done one of these. And today I'd like to talk about this, the new Solstice album, Light Up. I'd also like to offer you an exclusive download for this channel, which is an introduction to Solstice, which is 70 minutes of music including cover art, and you can download this as an MP3 or FLAC, whatever your poison is. There is a link for you to download this music just below this video, so do check that out. And all the band would like is a donation for this, starting at £3. £3, of course, is just the price of a cup of coffee these days. And you get a kind of a career retrospective, including a live track from this wonderful album, and I think there's a bit from Sheer as well, performed live. So do check that out, the link is just below this video. If you remember, I reviewed the Sheer album, which was probably a couple of years ago now. That was certainly a step on a new journey for this band, as their music incorporated their new singer Jess Holland, whose voice is certainly a welcome addition. I think I like the way she sings. It has almost a kind of a Gaelic lilt to her voice, not suggesting she's from that part of the world. She does have something of the Dolores O'Riordan to her. It has a plaintive quality that adds this almost sense of yearning to their music. And as well as that, it melds interestingly with the jazzy and funkier textures that this band like to explore. It all blends nicely to produce what I would call that distinctive Solstice sound. My word, you try saying that. If you enjoyed Sheer, I think you'll love this one. Bottom line is, this one feels more organic to me. What I mean by that is Sheer had this very lush, affected style. This feels very much as if you could very much be in the room as they played this music. This album has 6 tracks of considerable length, which is music to my ears, quite literally and figuratively. And the artwork establishes a kind of motif, in a way. Iron Maiden have their Eddie, and Solstice have this mystical pastoral thing going on. I think I heard on the rumour mill that this set of albums is going to be part of a trilogy. I'm not sure if that's correct or not, but it'd be interesting to press Andy Glass on that when I interview this band in January. And this wonderful artwork is by Sean Blake. I have to say this record feels like it's tailor-made for vinyl. It's about 45 minutes and it just would fit just perfectly, self-contained within the parameters of a vinyl LP. In fact, Andy Glass has said the 2 halves of this record are going to be the sunlit and moonlit sides. I mean, the first track, Light Up, starts with some remarkable keyboard work by Steve McDaniels. You get these lovely Hammond stabs. It's an uplifting number with some beautifully double-tracked guitar from Andy Glass, and I love Jess's voice on this one. Give Your Heart Away has a positive message for hope and fulfillment. I think all we need is John Anderson with his harp, and we'd have a classic Yes here. And about a couple of minutes into this song, it goes all Dogs by Pink Floyd on us with this acoustic strumming, before it moves off in a different direction, corralled no doubt by the wonderful violin work by Jenny Newman, accompanied by Jess's oohs and ahs. It's all wonderful, wonderful stuff. Wongle number 9 is an interesting one built around this groove. It's very funky, of course, but Andy's guitar adds a more progressive feel and reminds us that we're actually listening to Solstice rather than James Brown's Cold Sweat. Then we get the lush tones of Jess Holland's voice inviting us to come on in and look around. I must admit, I'd love to know what a wongle is and what is so special about the 9th one. But it's an excellent number that textually sort of follows on nicely from the opening number. The sequencing on this record is great. I suspect that this is the light up side or the sunlit side. Mounted Frame closes side 1. I love the violin at the start of this and what sounds like some Moog swoops, before we get some fabulous whammied guitar from Andy Glass. And the song, I think, implores us to think about the colour of the sea and things like that, which fits in nicely with the artwork. We've got the doors opening and the sunlight coming in, and this album has a very positive, mystical feel to it, very much like Sheer in that respect, but I think Sheer felt more, you could just float away with that one. This one feels more arresting in some respects. Apparently this was inspired by Mounted Frame Gardens in Faversham, Kent, after the band's wonderful performance at the New Day Festival organised by David Rees, the Jethro Tull man. So I think that is the key inspiration behind this one, but I think maybe it might even go deeper than that perhaps. If I may quote the progressive aspect regarding this number, Jess's vocals are a delight and Stephen gets a lovely synth solo, weaving his usual magic throughout this high energy, exhilarating song. Run is a delicate tune, I think more reminiscent of the ambient textures on Sheer. Almost has a kind of 80s vibe to it with the guitar sound, a bit like Police's Walking on the Moon. Then we get the epic 10-minute album closure, which is Bulbul Terang, which sounds like a character from Lord of the Rings, doesn't it? This song starts off with a very Eastern feel to it. It's a very jangly quality. You almost half expect Jim Morrison's slurred baritone to come in announcing that this is really the end. Lots of atmospheric jangle with Holland's vocals sighing away in the background. It's just a lovely piece all round. It's actually inspired by a Punjabi banjo named Bulbul Terang. But it's a number that's broken up into 3 parts and is undoubtedly the highlight of the album. I love how this band have built on the success of the Sheer album. There's a real sense of continuity here. As I said at the start of the video, I believe this is the second part of a trilogy of albums, which is quite exciting in itself, as they just seem to be getting better and better. Anyway, do check out this album, Light Up by Solstice. I think it will be available from January the 5th. I believe it's released officially. Those who have pre-ordered it already have their copy. And do take up the offer of the exclusive download, the link which is below this video, as it will not be available forever. Anyway, you've been watching a video by Classic Album Review. Please be sure to click like, subscribe, and do check that notification bell. And as I said, check the links below this video for other stuff and ways you can support the sterling work done at this channel. It's all much appreciated. Anyway, I'll just leave you with my usual salvo, slightly modified to say Happy New Year to you, which is imminent, isn't it? And hope that you're well and healthy, and more importantly, of course, is that you keep listening.